The following opinions are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain.
Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTEST.com, and today I'm on Boston Whaler's 210 Montauk, and I'm going to put it through a full test and performance review.
The 210 Montauk makes a great crossover boat between fishing and family fun. Of course, most of that has to do with the layout, but your family will appreciate how easy the 210 is to operate as well. Let's start by taking a look at the operational features of the 210, starting with the console. Our test boat was fitted with the optional T-top, which adds convenient handholds, and I find that the supports didn't interfere with the visibility at all. At the top of the panel, there's a convenient location that's large enough to accommodate items like chart kits, and notice how the compass is directly in line with the helm. There's an open panel to the right measuring 18 inches by 8 inches high for mounting electronics. The stainless steel wheel is mounted to a tilt base, and the digital engine controls are mounted at a roughly 40-degree angle while still being comfortable to use. The panel is simplistic with two SmartCraft gauges next to a series of waterproof rocker switches with circuit breakers just underneath. As for ergonomics, Whaler did a nice job on this console by thoughtfully adding a recessed area at the bottom, allowing you to tuck your feet in and get just a little bit closer to the helm while standing. As for the seated position, there was a fire extinguisher pocket at the bottom of the panel that I found myself using as a footrest, and I'd like to see Boston Whaler consider adding this sort of a recessed step all the way across the lower section of the console. Of course, part of what makes the helm ergonomics so comfortable has a lot to do with this helm seat. It's basically a double-wide bench seat, but the seat back is adjustable to multiple positions, so you can be sitting back, which puts the wheel just a little bit out of reach for my size frame, or lift up the seat back to come forward to the first notch, and now you're sitting up and able to reach the helm more easily. Come forward to the next notch, and the seat back acts as a leaning post, and finally moving to the fully forward notch creates an aft-facing seat. And since it's convenient to have supplies close at hand to the captain, there is plenty of storage underneath the seat. As we move forward, the anchor locker is huge on the 210 Montauk. It's forward of the fish locker in the deck. The forward section of the locker is notched to allow the line to pass through the hatch in the closed position, and this is also the location of the ring for securing the bitter end of the anchor rod. The rod runs through this notch and then runs through a clever bow chock that also serves as a combination nav light. And of course, the rod will secure to the 8-inch cleat, one of 5 located around the 210. I measured 22 inches between the console and the bulwarks, which allowed for plenty of room for comfortably traversing fore and aft, even with the optional T-top supports mounted to the deck. And while the cap rail only comes up 21 inches from the deck, the rail running around the perimeter of the 210 is 35 inches off the deck, which exceeds ABYC standards. Now let's get underway and see how this 210 Montauk performs. With a 200 horsepower Mercury Verado powering our test boat, we reached the top speed of 6,000 RPM at 47 miles per hour. At that speed, I measured a fuel burn of just over 20 gallons per hour, which meant we were getting 2.34 miles per gallon for a range of 140 miles. Best cruise came in at 3,500 RPM and 22 miles per hour. At that speed, the fuel burn was only 4.6 gallons per hour, which meant 4.77 miles per gallon for a range of 286 miles. We reached planing speed in only 3.3 seconds and accelerated through 30 miles per hour in 8.4 seconds. Of course, the key word for this boat has to be stability. While I tested her on calm waters of the Intracoastal Waterway, I did get a chance to encounter some heavy wakes from passing yachts, and blasting through those wakes was quite revealing. No matter how hard I tried to catch some air under the 210, it quickly became evident that it wasn't going to happen. She was more interested in pressing through the waves rather than over them, and we remained very stable throughout the entire transition. Because the chines carry so far forward on the hull, they really knock down the spray. No matter what angle I met the wakes at, I was equally unsuccessful at getting any spray to come over the rails. While I wouldn't go so far as to say that I'd take the 210 out in a named storm, I would feel quite confident taking it out in whatever I might encounter under normal coastal conditions. As for cranking and banking, the 210 was equally comfortable. She doesn't tend to dig into the turns. Rather, a slight bank angle is accompanied by a bit of a slide that keeps the turns very comfortable and manageable. No matter how hard I turned, there was no prop ventilation, but there was an acceptable amount of speed bleeding off in the turn, and once straightened out, the speed picked up quite quickly. There are plenty of amenities that can be added to the 210 Montauk that make it a great crossover boat between fishing and family fun. The fact that the entire boat is completely foam cored, along with the high rails running around the perimeter of the boat, in my opinion, make the 210 Montauk as safe a boat for your family as she is comfortable to operate.
That's our full test and performance review of the 210 Montauk by Boston Whaler. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.